So that one video has gotten me the most attention, and I understand why, because it's true. Your doctor often says, hey, follow the Mediterranean diet, and then there's nothing after that. Sometimes it's hard to really understand where to start and how to get going on the Mediterranean diet, and often that's the questions that I get. How do I get started? One, just make sure you're following me, of course, because I am giving you all the tips and tricks and the recipes to go along with this Mediterranean lifestyle. But today, what I wanted to do is give you just 3 simple steps to get you started. And they're very simplified, so I know it can feel confusing. So if any additional questions come up, feel free to comment below and I'll answer your questions there. Okay, tip 1, start focusing more on whole foods. Some people think the grocery store whole foods. That's not what we're talking about. So whole foods diet is basically thinking food in its most natural form. The produce section or the meat department. It also includes frozen food. Some of the food in the frozen section was picked at the peak of freshness and frozen, and actually sometimes can even have higher nutrient content than fresh food, just depending on how long it's been sitting out. It also includes dried foods, so dried grains, beans, pastas. So opting towards whole foods versus processed foods, which might be pre-packaged, convenience. Think, I just heat it in a microwave and it's ready to go. It's already seasoned. I would start towards more the whole foods, fresh, frozen, dried, and you're cooking it yourself. That's where I would start. Step 2, try to incorporate more plants. Mediterranean diet is really more of a plant-based diet. And so what I mean by that is the majority of your plates really should be coming from plant sources. Half your plate, mostly fruits and vegetables. The other half of our plate, we're just dividing it evenly between protein and high fiber starch. So whole grains, brown rice, wheat products. You could even use starchy vegetables there if you wanted to. So potatoes, corn, peas, and beans. You have another section on your plate that's protein, meat, seafood, dairy products, eggs, or plant-based proteins like beans, nuts and seeds, nut butters, and soy. We are gonna work on reducing red meats, include steaks, ground beefs, but also pork and pork products like ham, and of course processed meats, so breakfast meats, deli meats, and hot dogs. We're gonna really try to reduce those. And you'll see here basically 3/4 of our plate is coming from plants. If we do have any sort of meat or anything, it's more of a side dish rather than the main dish. And yes, you're still getting plenty of protein. There is some protein in our grains, our nuts and seeds, beans, soy. There's lots of protein in this diet, so don't worry too much about it. Okay, and tip number 3 is choose healthy fats. This is not a low-fat diet. Healthy fats can actually play a really critical role with your cholesterol and your heart health. It's less about avoiding fat and more about making swaps to the right types of fat. And you'll notice that the right types of fat typically come from plant-based sources or your fatty fish. Swapping from butter to olive oils. Choose the low-fat meat products when you're getting meat, low-fat dairy products. Choose more of the healthy fats from nuts and seeds, avocados, and again, that extra virgin olive oil, which is amazing for heart health. That's why when you go into the doctor's office, they typically don't have enough time to go through the whole Mediterranean diet, and so that's why you have dietitians and professionals that can help you get to those goals. And also know diet is so individualized, so what might work for you may not work for someone else. And so that's another reason why having a professional or someone that you can speak with can really get you tailored to what works best for you. And my favorite part about the Mediterranean diet is that it can be tailored to your preferences, your religion, anything that you want, because all food groups are included. So let me know in the comments below, did you find these 3 tips helpful, or is there any other questions that you have? Please let me know. I am always here to help.